So the reverse split has now taken effect. ASTI stock is now ASTID stock, Ascent Solar Technologies Inc. And we can now see what's going on here. Market cap is still pretty much what it was before, 51.5 million, and then the shares outstanding is 4.2 million, meaning that the float would even be less than this. So what it implies is now it is what it implies now is that it's a stock with a stock with a very small float, very small float, less than 4 million, and market cap also very small. So amongst the many things that is going to apply to the stock, it is that it is now very much vulnerable to a lot of manipulation. So this is all that you have to be aware of. $51 million is not a lot of money for a lot of hedge funds and their institutions. So this is not to say that hedge funds are manipulators, but maybe I shouldn't have mentioned hedge funds, but there are a lot of folks out there who are not really hedge funds or anything like that. They are, they can do anything. A few individuals can band together and raise $51 million and or something close to that, and begin to manipulate the stock. So these are the sort of things you have to be aware of. It's very small float, very small market capitalization, easily vulnerable. So it's not as if it wasn't vulnerable before, but the fact that we have a reverse split in effect now may not really change everything. May not, but still it may still change. It may still be better than what it was before. It may, but I cannot exactly say for sure what things are going to be. But I'm only pointing out what we are looking at here: 51 million and 4.2 million shares outstanding. So the chart is still pretty much the same thing. It's the same thing. It's just that the figures have been revised upwards. So before we never really saw this sort of figures, this sort of prices, 350 and 300 and all that stuff. So because of the number of shares have reduced, so the prices have to also increase as well. So in this session alone, it actually reached a new 52-week low of $8 at some point. And yesterday was yesterday and the 31st and the previous session, that was when the reverse splits took effect. So what we can see from the readout here is that it appears to be consolidating within a longer term downtrend. Shares are presently below the 200-day moving average, which is falling along with the 10-day moving average. Shares are presently below the 200-day moving average, which is falling along with the 10-day moving average. However, the average directional index, or ADX, is below 20, indicating that the shares have exhibited sideways movement recently. Comparative relative strength analysis shows it's a lag in the S&P 500. Momentum for ASTID is improving. The 14-period slow stochastic oscillator is rising as investors begin to purchase shares. And volume for this session was heavier than usual, trading 46,157 shares versus an average of 14,459 shares per day during the last 12 months. The unbalanced volume indicator shows that selling pressure has given way to near-term accumulation by traders. So fingers crossed. We just hope all of these changes, this reverse split, will keep it above penny levels, and even if it's not extended bullishly. So fundamentally, it seems to be it has an innovative product, and a major or a very important contractor to NASA and all that stuff, but it's hardly the choice stocks out there. It's hardly a choice stock, but it's what it is. you only have to make the best out of it, you know. So for this session of the 1st of February 2021, it closed at $12.95, a gain of 5.71%, and you can obviously see that only 46,000 shares crossed the tape, which is regarded as above average. Obviously, this 46,000 is derived from the regular multi-millions it used to trade before this reverse split took place, you know. So I can still see that it's saying that it's trading on OTC. Okay, so but in any case, the reverse split has taken effect, and what it's saying that near-term selling pressure has given way to what is it called, near-term longer-term selling pressure has given way to near-term accumulation by traders, and momentum is improving as investors begin to purchase shares of ASTID stock. So this is just an update as the reverse split has taken place, and a lot of market participants now have very small shares. Many of them were not impressed by this reverse split, but that's the company probably had to do this to achieve other things, you know. So fingers crossed. Who says the stock wouldn't prosper, you know, even though it's vulnerable and all that stuff, and it's not as if it's not as if it's a bricks and mortar company, even though I know some of those products it makes can also be used in everyday household, or yeah, stuff like that, you know. So fingers crossed. We just hope for the better. We'll continue to update you as it concerns ASTID stock, and thank you very much for watching this video.